Hey, son, how you doing? This is Assistant Coach Klein. Flores couldn't make it to the phone. He's having some internet problems.
Hi, Coach. It's an honor.
Yeah. It's good to hear you're doing well.
Yeah, thankfully everything is going
Stupendous. Listen, we're interested to see if you can picture yourself becoming the Dolphins uniform. We want to see you here in Miami, and we feel you'll be a great fit.
Yeah, Coach. You know me. I'm ready for everything and blessed to be considered.
Yeah. Don't get cocky. Got to stay humble. We believe in players who keep their head down and grind.
Definitely, Coach. I am one of those.
Feisty one, aren't you, kid? Listen, you ready to play with us or not? I need an answer. Son, I need an answer. What's it going to be? Son? Speak up, son. You in the big boys league now.
Can you hear me?
Well, I guess you ain't interested in becoming a Dolphin. Listen, don't be wasting people's time, okay?
No, Coach, please, wait.
Shifting focus over now to the Miami Dolphins as they got rid of their star quarterback Ryan Tannehill this offseason. The Dolphins are looking to not become the laughingstock of the NFL as they got rid of Robert Quinn, Kenny Stills, Alonzo, and Kenyon Drake. Pretty much got rid of the entire team with the hopes of getting 5 first-round picks and 4 second-round picks. So in reality, the Dolphins cannot screw up this 2020 NFL draft as they are looking to get a quarterback since Dan Marino in 2000. The Dolphins have been a wishy-washy team, going through 21 starting quarterbacks. What a debacle for the Miami Dolphins and the organization. As we can see, their records has not been a pretty one. Actually, it has been disgusting, and they are looking to get back into shape and be contenders again in the AFC. With only 4 playoff appearances and 1 playoff win since the 2000 season, the Dolphins sucked. And as we tune in, we can see Tua Tagovailoa with his family looking onwards, frightened that he might get picked by the Miami Dolphins. It is also said that the Dolphins have their eye on Funions D'Lorean, up-and-coming quarterback from South Harmon Technical Institute. Let's see what the Miami Dolphins decide to do this season. Breaking news coming straight from Dolphins camp. Apparently, head coach Flores and also general manager Chris Greer seem to be thinking they're connected to the Wi-Fi, but apparently they're just staring into the webcam. So their assistant coach Klein apparently will pick in.
Now the pick is in.
Let's see what the Dolphins decide to do.
And see what happens. With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama.
And there you have it, the Dolphins pick is in, and apparently Coach Flores has no idea the pick was already made as he's still looking on as to why nobody has called them yet. Somebody should really get on the phone and let them know that the pick is already in for the Miami Dolphins. Even their kids are trying to figure out why the Wi-Fi is going extremely slow. Look, Daddy, that's you right there screwing it up. General Manager Chris Greer also looking on in complete oblivion that the Miami Dolphins have once again blown a first-round pick. They should have gone with Funions D'Lorean. Now they'll need to make it work with their new quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. What a shame for the Miami Dolphins, just because nobody checked if the Wi-Fi was working. We will now switch over to sports analyst Juanísimo Gomez. Juanísimo, what do you think of the new Dolphins pick in Tagovailoa?
Buenas noches, es un placer de estar con ustedes y no me sorprendo. Se puede decir que los Miami Dolphins no aprenden de sus errores y la cagaron otra vez. Tuvieron la oportunidad de elegir a la superestrella de DeLorean, pero también debemos tener en cuenta que Tagovailoa no es un mal jugador de su posición, pero podríamos haberlo hecho mejor con la estrella Funions de SHIT. La manera que Tua maneja el balón es espectacular, se puede decir casi el nivel de Dios, pero en DeLorean era su respuesta y los Miami Dolphins no aprenden y no van a aprender nunca y la van a cagar esta temporada. Qué capullo, qué cabrón, nada menos que burro, porque ¿qué se espera de los Dolphins? ¿Qué se espera? No me sorprendo.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say, what the hell are you talking about?
Look here, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea what this man just said. The closest thing I ever got to Spanish was back in the 9th grade. I was trying to holler at a mamacita A+ type of girl. But right now, I have no idea what this man just said. I mean, I have no idea what to say about his comments. So I'm just gonna, one, repeat my own comments, and the rest, you just have to work with me here. What I'm guessing that my man was trying to say is the Dolphins once again have screwed up the opportunity to go from an elite type of team to now you're just contending again to be in the lower half of the division. What a waste. What a pity for the Miami Dolphins. Ludicrous if you ask me. Ludicrous if you ask me. There's no reason why the Miami Dolphins should keep on repeating its history over and over again.
I will miss the interaction I have with our fans over these 3 days. It's a draft tradition and one that I genuinely enjoy. Let's hear from you right now. Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, you guys can do better than that. All right, keep it coming.
Oscar, what happened, man?
Damn, bro. I really wanted the best player in the draft. Funions D'Lorean.
And there you have it, folks. Miami Dolphins have chosen Tua Tagovailoa. Just in case you missed it by going over to your fifth snack of the day, the Dolphins have decided to go with Tua and not with the up-and-coming star of Funions D'Loreans. The Guy's Channel.
Arigato. Watashi wa Kallores. Yokoso. The Guy's Channel.
Buonasera, mi chiamo Oscar, grazie per avermi.
Ой, дебили! Добро пошадовать тем! Я, сука, блядь! Выпьем!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Q-Tip Late Night Talks. As the famous McLovin will say, gangsters, chicka chicka, what up? I'm Frank. You already know who this guy is. Actually, the other guy, whoever that is. And of course, we are joined in by our famous Mr. Dubon. What's up?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
All good, all good.
When's your birthday?
When's my birthday?
Yeah, give me ASL. ASL. You remember what ASL stands for?
No, I don't know. I don't remember what it is.
Remember the old chat? Age, sex, location? Anywho, guys, welcome back to a fourth rendition of our Q-Tip Late Talk. To start things off, I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro we had as far as, you know, the different languages. We promised in session 2, if I'm not mistaken, that we were gonna go ahead and do like a little international welcoming. In case you're from another country, we welcome you here to the Guys Channel. We welcome you with open arms. And so first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, and that was the NFL draft that just passed this last Thursday. Yay or nay, as far as what do you think? Did this actual virtual thing work?
Definitely yay. I thought it was it was very entertaining. It's something that's never been done before. Obviously, it broke it broke records for viewership. And it was really fun. It was something new. It was something entertaining, and hopefully, maybe this won't be the last of it, even after the pandemic.
Yeah, that's true. Carlos, what do you think? You thought it was enjoyable, or did you even watch it?
Yeah, I actually did watch it. Yeah, I did find it enjoyable. The only thing that was kind of missing was having the actual draft parties. Having people around and celebrating each pick. But aside from that, it was really fun. I didn't think it was gonna be that entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there were some households, when they were calling the player's name, for example, Tua's household looked like it was a wild party was going on. And I'm being sarcastic to those who haven't seen it. That Tua household, the Tungavaloa, is that how you say it there? It looked like his family was very excited when he got picked. The emotions that came out of it was next level. But yeah, I mean, just like you guys said, I actually did enjoy the NFL draft. It was enjoyable. I had it up on my laptop, while doing a couple other things. But overall, I thought it was good though. I thought it was good, and it wasn't as cheesy as I thought.
Yeah, no, it's I thought there was gonna be a lot of technical difficulties, kind of thing. People trying to hack in, or whatever. But for the most part, it pretty much went smooth. With a few blunders by the commissioner saying the Raiders were awarded the 2020 NFL draft.
That's how you could tell it's just live, and it's like it's on the go, on the fly, because
he actually meant to say the Raiders were awarded the 2022 NFL draft. So
yeah, and I don't know if you got the chance to see when they were looking in live at Bill Belichick's house. He had the dog in his chair, so it looked like the dog was tracking the players.
3 laptops across the table.
Yeah, dude, that's the goodest of boy. That is the goodest of boy, the goodest of GMs right there. So that being said, now flipping it over as far as draft talk, what do you think? There was the big hype coming in with Joe Burrow, and pretty much the Dolphins were also a lot, as far as on the NFL wires, a lot of talks here and there. They threw like a lot of I guess you could say feints, trying to see what the Dolphins were gonna do. I mean, what do you think, Oscar? Being I know that you have some knowledge in NFL and players and all of that, and so what do you think? In your opinion, who was the top 3 winners and top 3 losers? I guess if you could come up with top 3 or top.
Well, I guess we'll start off with the winners. I thought Dolphins was definitely up there for sure. I personally like Tua Tagovailoa. He does have an extensive injury history there with the hip and the ankles and whatnot, but you can't deny his talent and what he did in the college ranks. 87 touchdowns to 11 interceptions in 3 years. That's amazing. We passed up the opportunity to draft Drew Brees about 10 something years ago because of his injury history. So I'm glad that he didn't hold it against Tua. So I think the Dolphins might have finally found their quarterback.
Some people were criticizing the Dolphins, saying that taking this big leap. I mean, obviously, I see both. I guess you can say point of views here. You got the whole finally maybe having your franchise and possibly future quarterback. As you say, that they did miss out on a lot of quarterbacks in the past. But now that they have the chance, but with that little caveat on, yes, he's an amazing player, but then sprinkle his little history of injury. So I'm with you. I thought it was a good pick. Hey, why not? I mean,
right.
What did they have to lose? Nothing.
I mean, to be honest with you, drafting players or signing free agents is always a risk, no matter whether you feel like they're a for sure thing or not. Obviously, a lot of people thought Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck was a for sure thing, and yes, they turned out they had incredible careers, but it could have easily gone the other way,
Yeah.
For example, RG3, he had a phenomenal rookie year, and then what happened, So, but and I also like the fact that the Dolphins continue to build the trenches, O-line and D-line. They did miss out on the safety or a running back, but I feel like both Jordan Howard and Matt Breida. I feel like they're they're good enough to carry the load.
That's right. Jordan Howard did go to the Eagles. I mean, you came from the Eagles. Sorry. For those who don't know, I'm a big Eagles fan, and when I saw that Jordan Howard traded, actually not traded, but he signed with the Dolphins, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Signed with the Dolphins and not traded. Sorry. He signed with the Dolphins. You know, I had no emotions over it. Jordan Howard was great, but there was tension there already. You know.
Right.
In the room, it kind of felt like he just didn't really fit well. You know, in the Eagles, as far as not the play style, but just the actual personnel and the relationship he had. But so, Carlos, who do you think it was the winner? I know Oscar already gave one winner of the Dolphins. I guess I don't know, Oscar. You want to keep naming the other two, or
go ahead? You know, my sport is basketball. Football for me is not really the thing.
True.
Keep going.
But I mean, besides the Dolphins, drafting the quarterback and building the trenches, like how it should be done, in my opinion. The Cowboys, I thought, also had a really good draft. I think they're one of the teams that got the steal of the draft when they drafted CD Lamb at number 17. The Dolphins were drafting 18. I think if he would have lasted 18, he definitely would have drafted wide receiver CD Lamb. But that's incredible that he lasted so long. I mean, the Cowboys are going to be, they're going to be hard to stop on offense.
You mean you mean the Cowgirls are garbage? Jack Jones and like his squad of divas.
And they also got a good cornerback in Diggs in the second round. Yeah. I thought he was also going to go first round. So I think they made up for the loss of Byron Jones there. So I think the Cowboys also had a really great draft. And another team that had a really good draft was the Arizona Cardinals. They also had a steal in Isaiah Simmons at number 8. Hopefully they won't do to him what they did with, say, Deion Buchanan, for example. Someone who was slightly similar. Hopefully they'll know how to better utilize Isaiah Simmons on defense. And Josh Jones, the fact that he lasted until the third round, I don't know what to say about that. That's incredible. And they
some players are overlooked. Hopefully he'll be able to make the most out of it. But
right. As for the three teams that I didn't feel had a good draft this year, I guess we can start with the elephant in the room, the Packers.
Had a bad draft, you mean?
Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, bad draft.
Bad draft, okay, yeah.
The Packers, not a lot of people were too happy about them reaching for Jordan Love in the first round. This is Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers all over again, 15 years ago or so. I would have been okay with them drafting another quarterback later in the round, say third round or on. That would have been okay. I feel like every team should draft a quarterback in every draft, but they didn't get Aaron Rodgers the help he needed. All they have is wide receivers and Monty Adams, so I don't know how that going to play out.
Well, it could feel. I mean, it does feel that as far as quarterback goes, like besides the first overall, in Joe Burrow, I don't think many teams were too worried about that, because there are a few quarterbacks right now off of the taking. I don't know if you just my boy Jameis, unfortunately, he just didn't make it in the Bucks, but just today he actually got picked up by the Saints, and so they gave him like a 1-year deal there. So hopefully, it can pan out for him. Like the best of wishes. But that's the kind of feeling, the vibe I get is that this year that they really didn't try to go heavy on the quarterbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I think Packers are still a good team. Obviously, it's just they could have used at least one more receiver. Maybe they have something else planned. You'll never. I mean, we'll wait and see, I guess.
That is true.
I thought the Patriots. I thought the Patriots were going to draft a quarterback. In this draft, they did sign an undrafted quarterback. And obviously they still have Bill Belichick, so you can never really count out the Patriots. I think for them, worst case scenario will probably be maybe something like 8-8 kind of thing. Best case, maybe 10-6, 11-5 ish. With a combination of Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer. So I think they should have drafted a quarterback, in my opinion. Maybe Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. They might even still sign.
The Eagles signed Jalen Hurts.
Yes, I know the Eagles signed Jalen Hurts.
All right, just don't you forget it.
They might still sign Cam Newton. You don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And the last team that I wasn't really fearing too much was the Raiders. The Raiders. The first receiver they took was Tammy Ruggs. A lot of people feel like CeeDee Lamb should be the first guy picked, and I agree. Don't get me wrong, Ruggs was a great receiver in college, and he's really super fast. Let's just hope that this doesn't turn out to be another John Ross. John Ross had a similar 40-yard dash time, and he, last year he played okay, but he hasn't really panned out, kind of thing. So hopefully it works out for them, And they reach for a cornerback as well. Damon Arnett, if I'm correct. They just reached for the first two picks, but maybe it'll work out. Who knows? The only thing I do know is that Derek Carr, quarterback for the Raiders. I guess he probably has one more year to prove to them that he's their quarterback. This
season coming up, whenever it comes up.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens here, because who knows what can happen, before the actual season starts. We already know that the NBA season is out the window already. But
right.
The question is, what the hell is going to happen? I mean, what happens to this year? So, but
we'll
talk about that.
Before I go, one last note. For football fans out there who don't know, they are thinking about postponing the Super Bowl until February 28th-ish, around that time period. They're thinking about doing away with the Pro Bowl. And if they have to, they're thinking about taking out, or at least postponing the first 2 weeks of the season, the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, and adding it to the end of the season. So we're looking, if they have to start at a later time for the season, we're looking at about around October 15th as a start date. Okay. If they have to postpone it. So just food for thought for those NFL fans who weren't aware.
Sports thoughts of food. Sports.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what I'm saying. I got mixed up. It's late at night. I gotta go. The time difference between us is it's crazy.
Well, you are in rush after all.
That's right. Finally, someone gets me. But yeah, man. Oscar, as like they call you in the street, Mr. Dubon. Thank you for your
thanks for having me on, guys. Hopefully,
for your input. Well, we hope to see you again, guys. If you guys want to see more Mr. Dubon, just let us know, and he'll happily come on. It's not like he's doing anything, so just call him out for anything. Or if you have any football questions, anything that you want to ask him, just to get his opinion on, as silly as the man may be, the guy knows his stuff. So, do take him serious with football. He knows a little bit more than me. So.
Yeah, and Anything else? Movies, video games.
Yeah, we didn't ask you that. Nah, for real.
And the contrary as well. If you don't want to see him, let us know so we don't bring him back on. you know?
Ever.
Yeah.
What we'll do, I can just blur you out, like some bad, the Japanese.
And,
That's the voice too.
Yeah.
if anyone needs any tips on how to date girls or pick up girl stuff, I mean, man.
Not you.
Don't
especially,
ask
Not
us.
you, especially not you.
Don't ask us.
Exactly. All right.
All right, guys.
This is
Thank
Dubon.
you,
We'll
guys.
catch you later. Thank you for being on with us.
Thanks.
So,
All right, moving on. Moving to other. I guess like
Fascinating
180
topic.
maybe?
Let's make a 180 here. Let's like rip that E break and just take it to a more serious tone. You guys don't know this, but pretty much my wife actually is a medical assistant at a hospital, and talking with Carlos, he pretty much started to ask me what's really been going on, as far as you hear what's going on, like in the news, you hear what's going on, what other people say. It's more of a he say she says type of deal. But Carlo thought it would be a good idea to actually have some questions to ask her, and the original plan was for her to come on with us, but she is a bit shy. She is a bit camera shy, so pretty much I asked the question on my own.
Yeah, she also said that it was the guys' channel show. She didn't really see her place in there.
She didn't see her place, even though having that estrogen presence maybe could help, maybe whatever. If you guys really want to see her, we'll bring her on. But he did send me some questions, Carlos. So let me pull it up here. So
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to, for those people that maybe don't have anyone that's in the hospital that doesn't see it, like, from the front lines, maybe they have questions themselves, or they have, they don't know what's going on. They're just going by what the news is saying. And a lot of times the news are reporting everything that's bad. Maybe maybe there's some good news. So we wanted to kind of bring that information up to you guys.
right, and just for her own personal protection, in case someone recognizes her, I'm not gonna pretty much say exactly what hospital this is. But let's just say it's in the South Florida area, so pretty much like I said, she does work at a hospital. And so the first question that was asked to me by Carlos, not asked to me, but that I asked my wife, is how is the atmosphere around the employees, knowing that they're more susceptible to being exposed to the actual virus itself. So really, when I asked her, pretty much it was kind of like not like a very short answer that she gave me, because obviously living with her, you kind of hear stories at what she comes home with every day. And so pretty much it all depends on the actual department itself. I mean, she is like, I guess you can say she's one level away from actual like infected patients. So, but the fact that her hospital is so open to patients, they use the same elevators, they use the same stairs, they use the same parkings. And so pretty much you're the fact that she's meshing in with them is always that paranoia, type of deal. Everything that she does, she always makes sure that if it's not her, she doesn't touch it. And so it's every cough you hear, it's already like times 1,000 already. I mean, what really scares me was that there were a couple of people there. I mean, and that's the thing with this whole coronavirus COVID-19 deal, is that it puts you, in a state of mind that's like, if it's cough, it has to be corona. And so pretty much, like, going back to my wife's story, is there were a couple of people that were coughing, and they had runny nose, and they felt they felt weak and stuff. But you have to remember, this could be just a simple cold as well, and so the good thing is that it looks to be just a cold. It was just and pretty much everyone there has accepted the fact that you really can't go out, you really can't do anything. So a lot of Uber Eats, a lot of trying to bring in food without
giving a reason to go out. You know, there's been a couple of incidents that she's been in, and that which random people try to get into her office, thinking that they're going to the doctors, you know, to the actual, I guess you could say, you know, that the patient waiting area, and that's just like one bad move or one bad mistake away from, you know, from touching, from actual contamination, and so pretty much that's what it is. It's just, you know, it's an 8-hour shift of paranoia. It's the whole fighting to get, you know, the PPEs. It's fighting to get, you know, just answers and stuff, because there's a lot of, like, you know, unknowns.
PPEs, you said?
Yeah, personal protection equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. And pretty much that's what it is. And moving to the other question you were asking me, are there any new emergency protocols?
On that same topic, I'm guessing that there's a lot of just stops in the bathroom, or just to in the sink to just wash your hands. There's a lot of glove boxes everywhere.
No.
To kind of, there's not.
No. They are very limited in their supplies. Hand sanitizers, unfortunately, they sometimes have to get it from the janitor. Because, you know, like, to crying out for some equipments, sometimes I don't want to say it goes on deaf ears, because obviously the priority is always going to be patients and nurses and doctors. That's going to be the priority itself. But at the end of the day, if you don't protect your staff that's manning the helm, you know, that's manning the ship, you know,
you're not going to have no one there to take care of the patients.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say is that, you know, it's a situation in which they're constantly trying to save gloves as much as possible. She buys gloves on her own. We're doing that. Where we literally, I mean, as weird as it sounds, but we literally have a plug who's able to get us, you know, these masks and these hand sanitizers, and the fact that we don't just get for us, we also get, you know, for her parents, for my mom, and for any other family member that may need it. And so when we do buy, we buy in, the reason why we're buying, you know, amount that looks like, no, it's not really in bulk, because we don't buy in bulk like that. We just buy a little more than what we need, just so we can spread it to her mom, so spread it to my mom. And so just in case, you know, some of you guys, you know, see somebody have a little extra too much, just think about that. Just think about that it could be that. It's not always a case of someone trying to hoard everything, you know, to themselves.
Yeah, sometimes you want to get it for your parents, because your parents are already older and more susceptible to get the virus, so they don't have to go out of their home. You just get it for them and deliver it to them. Yeah,
that's right. And so, but yeah, going over to the other question that you asked me, are there any new emergency protocols in case someone has tested positive in the area that is in quarantine? Well, I asked her this, and she asked me, is it more for patients, or is it more for ourselves? Is more for how is it exactly? Because she was saying that if it's for herself, there are certain protocols that have been made, that are in place, that's gonna pretty much, it's gonna shut down, you know, their environment. That's you know,
what they're going to have to be.
Exactly. It's gonna shut it down. And at the end of the day, the first thing that's said to be done is that they're gonna test everyone who was in her area.
Right.
You have to. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you're not gonna assume that, you know, that she never talked to somebody, or that somebody spit, it didn't accidentally fall in your nostril, or what, as extreme as the case may be, you know. But whatever. That's the reason why we wear masks, because there are some people who actually spit. You know, no disrespect, but there are those who talk a little more with emphasis, and so pretty much they're saying that there's really not a solid thing in play. I mean, it hasn't come down to it, and so whatever they already have an area that if you have been already exposed, you're not allowed to leave that area, and so pretty much once you're there, you're not coming out.
You're quarantined, yeah, of course.
You're not coming out, and so pretty much that's as much as I got out of her. At the end of the day, it's more of a hush thing. They really don't really say much until the actual thing happened. You know, it's like OnStar telling you that you crashed after you crashed. I know that, and so, you know, they're working in hindsight, more than actual being reactive, proactive to the actual situation. How has this pandemic affected your job? Do you have more work, less, or about the same amount? Well, for her, it's been same that level of same amount and below. Because what ends up happening is that since a lot of things have been closed or have been limited to hours, there's a lot less tests, there's a lot less consultations, there's a lot less appointments that have to be made, there's a lot less services that are available as I guess you could say there's a lot less of selective surgery, elective surgery. There it is. Things, yeah, elective. Not selective. Sorry about that. So a lot more elective procedures are not being done. So it's just the actual basics, just the bones of it, as far as making sure that they're getting treated as fast and as efficiently as possible. And so that workload has dropped as far as what her original load is, because now what's going on is that since they send a lot of people home, there are some people that got sent home and pretty much some working from home, and so they kind of had to take on the mantle of being that these people who wear multiple hats, whether it be customer service, whether it be somewhere else. And so she has had to take up some calls with them, just to like I was saying before, be able to man the ship, so just to make sure that Jackson continues to run. And her work, fortunately, we are blessed that she still has her job. Her hours haven't been cut, her pay hasn't been cut, and so we've been good on that. And but I do know that there's been a couple of actually lately it's gotten a little better, because they have gotten out assistance from the city and from state officials. But prior to that, there was a lot of talk and a lot of email and correspondence just circulating, saying that they were going to furlough, pretty much starting off with the really non-essential employees. At the end of the day, they said that doctors and nurses are going to stay, but after that, they're going to start picking and choosing. So that already has been cut off for now, because the actual president has been a little wishy-washy with his choices. But hopefully, things can get better, so we don't have to get to that point. And he says, if you can disclose. So this was a real gray area. What security measures has the hospital put in place to protect employees? It's more training that she has to do. It's more of a how can you help out the hospital type of deal. And so it's like I was mentioning before, her protective equipments have been very limited. So whenever it's like gold over there, that's right now, that's the currency to have right now. It's mask, it's gloves, that's the currency. I would trade you not in actual bills, but in actual guantes and actual masks and actual hand sanitizers. You're like, oh, it's gonna cost 2 squares, so pretty much really hasn't been anything but just training modules that they have to do. And so but yeah, I mean, overall she is that paranoia going. The one thing that she says that she is liking a lot about this whole thing is the fact that there's no traffic. It takes her, on the average, from our house to the hospital, she would take anywhere between like 45 minutes to an hour, and that's leaving the house early, like super early, when there's hardly no traffic. And she tries to beat traffic. 5 minutes late, you're done. She's there for like an hour and 10, hour and 20. So she always tries to leave at a certain time. But right now, she really has the liberty to
sleep in a little more.
Not only sleeping a little more, but it's like now she's always had the chance to catch breakfast. She has the chance to get a cafecito, to pass by and get una empanada de jamón y queso. You know, for those who don't speak Spanish,
Ham and
it's
cheese.
a empanada of ham and cheese. Very delicious. If you're in Miami, go to a bakery, go to any Cuban bakery, and check that out. It's good. I recommend it. But yeah, she has time to actually enjoy the drive there, and even by getting her pastries and her coffee, she still makes it to work with a lot of times to spare. And so, like I said, at the end of the day, her overall thought of this is, I'm blessed to still continue to work. I'm not complaining that I'm going to work. Whatever it is, what it is. She accepts the fact that I work at a hospital. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? It's like, whatever. That's like, it is what it is. And I'm thankful that she also is able to continue to go to work. And we're able to make the best out of it. So pretty much that's been her her vibe about the whole thing in relation to her job.
Right.
So, yeah.
Great to know. I mean, and in a way,
definitely.
it's good to know.
She actually enjoyed these questions. So if you guys have any other questions, mind you, under the limitation that she's able to disclose that information, at the end of the day, we don't want to get my wife fired, because remember, a happy wife is a happy life. And so if you take that happy wife away from me, I'm done, son. I think you might as well just send out some squad cars, to come look for me.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the good thing is that, obviously the hospital is gonna have some measures to protect their employees, just like they do for the patients. And yeah, it's good that she's looking at it like glass half full. Looking at the good things, like not having traffic, being able to do things that she wouldn't do if it was just a normal life.
So hopefully, remember, people, try to make the best out of it. Let's all go back to normal. Let's try to regain our things again. To be honest with you, it's nice working from home, but at the same time, there are a couple of things that I wish I could do again. But I'm not complaining. It is what it is. We just have to do our part, guys. We gotta stay. If you don't gotta go. Then remember, as much as it hurts to say, that you're not gonna see your mom, or you're not gonna go. It's you can still see your mom, but don't make it too much. Don't throw parties. Don't be doing any of that. I still visit my mom, but we have what we're calling it now in this household. It's like a drive-through visit. It's what it is. It's a drive-through visit. On Sundays, we go to her mom's house. We drive through. Hey, how you doing? We miss you. Everything's good. We exchange food, in case we do something. Obviously, we in bags and things like that with gloves and everything. And that's the way that I'm doing it with our family, because yes, I would love to hug my mom. I would love to do all of that, but at the same time, I love my mom enough to not want to pass her anything. Because remember, guys, just because you don't have it doesn't mean you can't. Just because you can't feel it, I guess that's the thing. Doesn't mean that you can't spread it on.
Doesn't mean you don't have it.
Exactly. Yeah. You may be asymptomatic, and when you go visit your mama and you go give her a hug and a kiss, you may be doing her wrong. Just hold on to it until all of this is over, guys. But now, as Carlos says, skirt 180.
Another one.
Another 180. Now we actually did a full 360, guys. Kept on going. Can I make it? I made it. So anyways, what Carlos and I were talking about is, during this whole quarantine deal, I know there's been a lot of binge watching about a lot of shows and things like that, but this also got me to explore some movies that I usually won't watch. If I had the time, I would watch something completely different. But I like to call it, this next segment, a 2-for-1 special. And 2 is 2 movies I recommend to watch, recent movies, and 1 movie from the past that I think you should have another look at, because it's that damn well of a movie. So Carlos, you want to start it off? You want to be first at bat?
let's start it off. Let's start off with a really recent one. Not the old one. We'll leave that one for last.
All right.
There's an Indonesian movie. It's on Netflix. It's called The Night Comes for Us.
The night come for us.
The Night Comes for Us.
The night, as in the night, the day and night.
The night, yes, the night.
Or the night like King Arthur.
No, the night, as in day and night. Yeah,
Okay,
the night comes
The
for
night
us.
comes for us.
Yeah, it's not like sci-fi or anything. It's
Like COME or CUM. Is this a chick? Is it a nice flick?
It's a Netflix. Yes.
No, I said a nice flick.
No, it's
I asked if it's COME or CUM.
I didn't get it at all. I didn't get it. If somebody did, that's nice, but I didn't. But the movie's pretty much about, it's like I said, Indonesian. So those type of movies that always have a lot of martial arts, a lot of action. It has to do somewhat like triads. So there's a guy that he was part of the 6 C's. That's how they called them, and he decides to betray them pretty much. And because of that, they go after him. That's pretty much the whole. That's simple plot. They go after him and try to kill him, and he's protecting someone. I don't want to give stuff away. He's protecting someone, so it's just pretty much that. It's just the night, if you look at the title, the night comes for us. So it's that darkness from his past that's coming for him, to try to kill him. But it's really bloody. It's about 2 hours long, but it's a lot of action. I recommend it if you like those type of films.
Okay, cool. All right, what's your other one?
Why don't we go to you? Why don't you give us one? Whoa. Back and forth.
My first movie, it will be the movie called I See You that came out in December of 2019 with Helen Hunt.
Okay.
Now, for those who don't know who Helen Hunt is, she is the woman who was also in the movie Tornadoes, for all my 90s kids out there. But Helen Hunt in this movie, it's a thriller. It's a thriller. There's a lot of strange things that's going on, in this town, as far as of a disappearance, and just trying to investigate what the hell is going on. And to be honest with you, it was as there were some cheesy moments in there. Mind you, it's Helen Hunt. She has that old school type of acting in her. At least I call it old school. There are certain actresses that have that old school acting to them, like Julia Roberts and people like in that realm. But this movie is really good, really thriller. If you really want a really good thriller to watch at night, I See You is a good one.
Great.
Now, what's your other next one?
Oh wait, where can you watch that one though?
I actually saw it on Netflix. Actually, no, on Amazon Video Prime. So if you have Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you'll be able to go ahead and hop on here. If you don't have Prime, I think it's also on YouTube in case you want to go ahead and watch it there, or on Google Play. I know that the movie's on Google Play as well. And so if you get the chance to watch it, however you want to watch it, that's on you. But I do recommend it.
All right, that's great. That sounds like a good one. So the next one that I have is a fairly new one. It just came out on April 24th, actually. It's called Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. For those that might not know his name, it's Thor. Whoever plays Thor in the Avengers.
Another one.
Yes, and it's another action. I know. I didn't branch out here, but yeah, it's the ones that I just seen recently. It's another action movie. The title says it all. Extraction. It's just he's gonna extract someone. Don't want to get into the details that much, but yeah, he's gonna extract someone, and it's just action. He's trying to extract someone. Bad guy's trying to not let him do that, pretty much. So it's really good. And the ending, the last part of the ending, don't blink. It has a really nice ending there.
Okay. There you go. Extraction with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, on Netflix.
On Netflix.
On Netflix.
Okay.
Just came out.
Oh, cool. Now, my other movie that I would like to recommend is a movie called Crash. Came out in 2004, and pretty much this is a movie that involves. I don't know if you guys know, but Ludacris won some awards with his acting in this movie. I'm so surprised. I have this thing with Ludacris where I think Fast and Furious franchise and his role in that, and he's been very impactful. Like in that movie's success. But Crash actually takes a more serious course. Crash it's a social eye-opening experience. That's what it is. Crash, pretty much it plays a lot of on how quickly we are to judge and how we are instinctual to judge, without even thinking about it, and goes with anybody. And when I mean about judging, it's on all levels. It's on the racial level, economic level, the job type level, and this movie just pretty much kind of like gives you a perspective of, at the end of the day, everyone is judged, like in their own way, and I really recommend it because it's not a one actor based type of movie. There's like 4 or 5 stories going on at the same time, and it's pretty much always going 100, but they are linked. All these stories are linked somehow. And so I do really recommend it. This movie, once again, I saw it on Amazon Prime Video. I know. I use my if I have Amazon Prime, why am I not gonna take advantage of like the movie portion of it? But it's on Netflix too, if I'm not mistaken. I think so.
Oh, whoa! If it's on Amazon Prime, it can't be on Netflix. Like one of the.
Supposedly, I heard it's on Netflix too. I don't know. I could be wrong, guys. I mean, I don't know. You tell us if you were able to find it on Netflix, but I can't watch it on Netflix because I don't have an active service for now. I already have like 2 other ones, and so I really don't want to get into the third one. Even though I've been thinking about Disney Plus there, for the Star Wars, and Marvel portion of it, and maybe Disney too. There are some Disney movies I like, but yeah, Crash is a movie I definitely would recommend if you're trying to watch. You do have to pay attention to this movie.
Now, what kind of genre would you say it is?
It's a drama. It's a more of like a heavy drama. There are some comedic portions to it, but it's not because they're intentionally trying to be comedic. It's more of their character is like that.
Right.
So I do recommend that movie, Crash.
There we go. Nice. Okay.
And
Going
so
to the
your one.
To the one, the freebie, the one.
The freebie. The toy that comes, in your McDonald's bag.
Right. But the old school type. We're going old school with this one. For me, I think it's fitting with what's going on in the world, and I went with Outbreak. With Dustin Hoffman, with Rene Russo, with actually Morgan Freeman, about like a monkey that pretty much something happens and people start getting sick. One person traveled, got everybody in that plane sick, and it goes from there. And they're trying to find the source of the virus so that they can create a cure and cure everyone. And for me, I remember just watching it all the time in health science in high school. The teacher would just put it and be like, "What do you guys leave off?" And just VHS. Yeah, back then VHS. Going back to it and then watching it, and I never get tired of it.
I think up to this day, I still don't know what the hell VHS stands for. What is it, like video? Obviously, guys, we can Google this, but if you know, let us know what VHS stands for. I'm not gonna waste my time, to Google it, even though I might. But yeah.
Yeah, but with this movie, I really went back. It's a 1995. It came out in 1995.
Okay.
And it's on Netflix as well as the other 2 that I recommended. You're going with Amazon Prime. I'm sticking to Netflix for some reason.
No, yeah, I'm more of like a Hulu guy. Like if you want a Hulu and chill.
So I know we're talking about VHS. It's pretty simple. Video home service.
What?
Video home service. That's what it stands for.
That's what it is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Video home system. I'm sorry. Video home system.
I thought it was something more complicated, like video high definition videographer.
Me too. That's why I was like, I don't know. I don't want to take a guess at it and be completely wrong.
Oh man. Well, there you have it. Now we know what VHS stands for, and to be honest with you, I'm disappointed. I am really disappointed. Really disappointed. All right. So, my freebie, or my throwback pick of, if you catch my drift, is a movie back in 1997 called The Devil's Advocate.
Okay.
With Al Pacino and, whoa, Keanu Reeves. To be honest with you, this movie is so 90s, so the way that the graphics and the special effects and all of it, it's you can tell, even though it doesn't get good reviews, especially if you go to Rotten Tomato, I think it's like at 60 something percent, and I think IMDb gave it like a 7.5, so pretty much it's not really up there. So you got to be more of a cult following of these old Keanu Reeves movies, of the old Al Pacino movie. But for those who don't know, just to give you a little synopsis, I guess you can say, of The Devil's Advocate, is Keanu Reeves plays this high-powered lawyer, takes on these big cases, but his new employer that just took him on because he was one of the greatest lawyers in all of New York, there's a reason why he got hired, and there's something else to his new employer. Do recommend it. Very enjoyable movie. I'm not gonna say amazing movie because there's some woes to it, but if you do enjoy the old throwback movies with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino is always a help there. The Devil's Advocate is my throwback, my freebie.
And where can people watch that?
That, where was it that I watched that? I think I watched it. Well, I watched it a while back. Not gonna lie to you. And to plead the fifth, I don't remember where I watched it. but I do know. Actually, hold on. Let me check something. It looks like you could see it also again on Amazon Prime. So for those who have Prime, you're gonna have a full lineup, this upcoming week. So yeah. Obviously, you can also go to YouTube, and you can get it there too, and iTunes in case you find it on iTunes as well. But yeah, that is our pick.
Movie picks
of the week. Is it week of the session?
Of the session.
Because who knows when we're gonna bring you another one. Could be tomorrow. Could be like two weeks from now. It all depends on Carlos. But so that's our take for it. So if you have any movie recommendations, let us know. All the movies that we actually just spoke about, you'll be able to find it in the description in case you don't wanna go back and try to find out what was the time for that. So we're gonna leave our movie choices in the description below. So now, Carlos, why don't you take us home right now? Why don't you give us a thought of the day? What's going on through that noggin? What's
Yeah, I felt like, we always call this Q-tip sessions, so it's like, why don't we give a tip? Why don't we give people something to kind of take home with them and try to practice, not like money tips.
Oh, geez, you like money tip. Oh, yeah. He thinks I'm talking about money tips, ladies.
So you get smacked across the head by your wife.
Tell my wife. Anywho, all right.
I wanted to stick to one that was I had actually come up with it fairly quickly, so I just wanted to stick to one that I think is still important, which is don't let the little things get to you. We're all home, we're all locked up with your family. Sometimes it could be a bore. Sometimes kids or even your partner can get on your nerves, just the tiniest thing. But it's like, don't let it get to you, because it can lead to something even worse. I mean, if anything, if you feel that way, You can always walk outside, just take a breath. You can always take a walk as well. Just obviously mask, gloves to stay protected. But yeah, don't let the little things get to you. Just kind of, I think, do the opposite. You know, enjoy the little things that you have. Like, for example, your wife, she enjoys being able to queso patelitos with ham and cheese, you know, or be able to sleep a little more. Like, you know, don't let the little things get to you. Instead,
Look at the bright side of things, is what you're saying.
exactly. Instead, enjoy them. Enjoy the things that the little things that you have now. Because once everything goes back to normal, they're probably not going to be there. Because you know, you're seeing them now because of where you're at. You have the family. You're indoors, all the 24/7. Don't let it get to you.
There you go, guys. End of the day, moral of the story is take a chill pill. Take a step back. And what else?
Appreciate what you have, pretty much.
Appreciate what you have, guys. Don't let it get to you. These are Q-tips coming straight from Carlos. Usually he charges it for these things, but today he gave it to you for free. How much? $3.99. Gratis. No shipping included.
No.
So anyways, guys, thanks for joining us once again on Q-Tip Late Night Talks with Frank
And Carlos.
Oh, there's one person that I forgot to introduce.
Ooh.
Where is he? Winston. I don't know if you guys noticed, but my background to today's session was the Continental. So thank you guys once again for joining us. Leave a like, subscribe. If there's something specific that you want to go ahead and talk about, let us know. It's April 28th, guys. Corona is still out there. Florida has 30-some thousand and almost 12,000 cases. In Miami-Dade, you know, just so in case someone's watching us from the future, we're still in quarantine. Tomorrow, supposedly, we're supposed to open up. Let's see what happens. So, guys, Carlos, any last thoughts before we sign out?
I'm good. I gave them all for free. Remember,
For free.
for free.
So, remember, guys, fly Eagles fly. Go Nose. Let's go Heat.
Peace.
Peace.